Welcome to our new video. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe our channel and ring the bell to get our new publishing videos. The productions listed here is the net costs of the actual filming, not including promotional costs and after accounting for tax subsidies. Here are the top 10 expensive movies in the world based on inflation. Number 10. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It is a 2009 fantasy film directed by David Yates and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is based on J.K. Rowling's 2005 novel of the same name. The film, which is the sixth installment in the Harry Potter film series, was written by Steve Kloves and produced by David Heyman and David Barron. The story follows Harry Potter's sixth year at Hogwarts as he discovers an old book marked as the property of the Half-Blood Prince and begins to learn more about Lord Voldemort's dark past. The film's budget was $250 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $292 million and the film grossed $934.5 million worldwide. Number 9. Tangled. It is a 2010 American 3D computer-animated musical adventure film produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. Loosely based on the German fairy tale, Rapunzel, in the collection of folk tales published by the Brothers Grimm, it is the 58th Disney animated feature film. Featuring the voices of Mandy Moore, Zachary Levi, and Donna Murphy. The plot follows Rapunzel, an innocent, young girl, is locked up by her overly protective mother. Her wish to escape into the world outside finally comes true when she meets the good-hearted thief, Flynn. The film's budget was $260 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $299 million and the film earned $591 million in worldwide box office revenue. Number 8. Justice League. It is a 2017 American superhero film based on the DC Comics superhero team of the same name, distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is the follow-up to 2016's Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice and the fifth installment in the DC Extended Universe, DCEU. The film is directed by Zack Snyder, written by Chris Terrio and Joss Whedon, and features an ensemble cast that includes Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, Amy Adams, Jeremy Irons, Diane Lane, Connie Nielsen, and J.K. Simmons. In the film, Batman and Wonder Woman recruit the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg after Superman's death to save the world from the catastrophic threat of Steppenwolf and his army of parademons. The film's budget was $300 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $307 million and the film grossed $657.9 million in worldwide box office revenue. Number 6. There is no film in the 7th position because there are two films with same budget, so first one in the 6th position is Spider-Man 3. It is a 2007 American superhero film based on the fictional Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. It was directed by Sam Raimi from a screenplay by Raimi, his older brother Ivan, and Alvin Sargent. It is the third and final installment in Raimi's original Spider-Man trilogy. The film stars Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, alongside Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Thomas Hayden Church, Topher Grace, Bryce Dallas Howard, James Cromwell, Rosemary Harris, and J.K. Simmons. Following the events of Spider-Man 2, as Peter Parker prepares his future with Mary Jane Watson, he bonds with an extraterrestrial symbiote, bringing out his anger, while facing two demons from his past, Uncle Ben's killer, who becomes Sandman after a freak accident, and Harry Osborn, who seeks vengeance for his father's death. The film's budget was $258 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $312 million and the film grossed $890.9 million in worldwide box office revenue. The second film in the 6th position is Titanic. It is a 1997 American epic romance and disaster film directed, written, co-produced, and co-edited by James Cameron. a fictionalized account of the sinking of the RMS Titanic. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, as members of different social classes who fall in love aboard the ship during its ill-fated maiden voyage. Cameron's inspiration for the film came from his fascination with shipwrecks. He felt a love story interspersed with the human loss would be essential to convey the emotional impact of the disaster. The film was co-financed by Paramount Pictures and 20th Century Fox. It was the most expensive film ever made at the time of its release. The film's production budget was $200 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $312 million, and the film grossed $2.187 billion in worldwide box office revenue. It became the highest-grossing film of all time worldwide in 1998, and remained so for 12 years, until Avatar, also written and directed by Cameron, surpassed it in 2010. Number 5. Avengers: Infinity War. It is a 2018 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team The Avengers, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the sequel to 2012's The Avengers and 2015's Avengers: Age of Ultron, and the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. It was directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, and features an ensemble cast including Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Cheadle, Tom Holland, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Danai Gurira, Letitia Wright, Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, Josh Brolin, and Chris Pratt. In the film, the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy attempt to prevent Thanos from amassing the all-powerful Infinity Stones in a quest to wipe out half of all life in the universe. The film's production budget was $316 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at the same rate of $316 million, and the film grossed $2.048 billion in worldwide. Number 4. Avengers: Endgame. It is a 2019 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team The Avengers, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the sequel to 2012's The Avengers, 2015's Avengers: Age of Ultron, and 2018's Avengers: Infinity War, and the 22nd film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. It was directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, and features an ensemble cast including Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Paul Rudd, Brie Larson, Karen Gillan, Danai Gurira, Benedict Wong, Jon Favreau, Bradley Cooper, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Josh Brolin. In the film, the surviving members of the Avengers and their allies attempt to reverse the damage caused by Thanos in Infinity War. The film's production budget was $356 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at the same rate of $356 million, and the film grossed $2.796 billion in worldwide. It is the highest-grossing film of all time. Number 3. Pirates of the Caribbean: At World's End. It is a 2007 American epic fantasy swashbuckler film directed by Gore Verbinski, the third installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean film series and the sequel to Dead Man's Chest 2006. The plot follows Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Hector Barbosa, and the crew of the Black Pearl rescuing Captain Jack Sparrow from Davy Jones's locker, then preparing to fight the East India Trading Company, led by Cutler Beckett, who controls Davy Jones and plans to extinguish piracy forever. It is the last film in the series to be directed by Verbinski. It was filmed in 2 shoots during 2005 and 2006, the former simultaneously with Dead Man's Chest. Estimated production budget of the movie was $300 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $362 million, and the film grossed $963.4 million in worldwide. Did you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, at World's End was the most expensive film ever made at the time of its release? Number 2. Avengers, Age of Ultron. It is a 2015 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team The Avengers, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the sequel to 2012's The Avengers and the 11th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film was written and directed by Joss Whedon and features an ensemble cast that includes Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Kobe Smulders, Anthony Mackie, Haley Atwell, Idris Elba, Stellan Skarsgård, James Spader, and Samuel L. Jackson. In the film, the Avengers fight Ultron, an artificial intelligence obsessed with causing human extinction. The production budget of the movie was $365 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $386 million, and the film grossed $1.405 billion in worldwide. Did you know, Avengers, Age of Ultron is the world's 9th highest grossing film of all time? Number 1. Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides. It is a 2011 American fantasy swashbuckler film, the 4th installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean film series and the follow-up to At World's End, 2007. It is the first film in the series not to be directed by Gore Verbinski, replaced by Rob Marshall. Jerry Bruckheimer again served as producer. It is technically a standalone sequel to the previous installments. In the film, which draws its plot loosely from the novel On Stranger Tides by Tim Powers, Captain Jack Sparrow, portrayed by Johnny Depp, is joined by Angelica, played by Penelope Cruz, in his search for the Fountain of Youth, confronting the infamous pirate Blackbeard, played by Ian McShane. The film was produced by Walt Disney Pictures and released in the United States on May 20, 2011. It was the first film in the series to be released in the Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D formats. The production budget of the movie was $378.5 million. After adjusting for inflation, it was estimated at $422 million, and the film grossed $1.045 billion in worldwide. So which film do you like the most? Comment below and don't forget to like the video, share with your friends and subscribe our channel to join us.